Hello and welcome to HIFI bringing you a video here on reacting to the Hyundai Kona driving 500 kilometers in a full charge. I'm sorry guys, looking at this made me really mad. I'm not mad at anyone, but I own an EV, as you probably know, and I really find that this piece of information here is just really disturbing and just not ethical. And I had to make a video about it because this has just gone too far. Look, the guy dealing with this channel, Björn Nyland, he's a good guy. He's a sweet guy. He wants to promote the industry. He probably gets paid a bit. You get it why he has the channel, why he says the stuff that he does. Everybody basically says that promotes the EV industry. I also have an EV car. This is what I wrote in response. I just wanted to show that to you guys because I just find it ridiculous what people claim that EVs are doing. It's really not okay to lie. It's a direct lie. Like I said, this is a paid sponsorship. I'm sorry, but it only goes 200 kilometers driving at the speed limit on the highway. I provided the exact details, okay? I was driving the full speed limit, 150 kilometers an hour. Okay, it was only 10 degrees, so you don't get the usual distance. It was a tiny bit windy, probably more windy than normal, but it wasn't very windy. It also depends on where the wind comes from and all of that. But I just wanted to show you guys that this is not okay. That the industry is directly lying to us. He's claiming that it goes 550 kilometers. Yeah, under extreme testing, it could do that, but then we're talking about downhill, about 25 degrees, AC not on, you being directly behind a truck so you don't get any wind resistance. Yeah. I mean, I've been able to do something similar than that, Just look at what I wrote. Nissan Leaf, 40 kilowatts. That will usually only get you 50 kilometers per full charge, not the 270 that they claim or the 378 just before it got released in my country. 150 to 378. That's a huge catastrophe. Why isn't anyone on the net caring about this? Is everybody being paid by the industry? I mean, it's a joke. And the car is actually very, very good. And I could, on a good day, probably get it up to like 210 kilometers on a good day. But that involves me not driving the speed limit, which most people do. Don't you expect buying a car and then having it advertised driving the legal speed limits? Can you really expect buying a car and getting numbers that only say that you're supposed to drive it half or 3/4 of the speed limit? That's just dishonest. I mean, even the mechanical cars that have lied to us for many years, even with all the Volkswagen scandal happening a couple of years ago. Are we still dealing with this? This is far worse than the Volkswagen scandal. It's not okay, and I'm here to tell you guys that it's not just with Hyundai Kona. Hyundai Kona, Leaf, many other EVs are doing the same. Yes, Tesla are slightly better than the average in regards to percentage, how much they lose. But just look at what I wrote. This is the truth. Take any car on the market and then deduct about 35% of what they claim. Then you get a pretty good idea of what it can actually do. And that's considering everybody's standard driving pattern where they drive more in the city that I do. Yes, I have a driving pattern that is basically all highway and only about 10% small roads. Okay, so if you'd only drive it on small roads, I might be able to push that up to 300, but then I also have to have like 10 what's it called, 10 degrees warmer. Then yeah, that's fine. But let's just be honest about this, okay? We have to include driving on the highway, freeway, whatever it's called. That's the only way to be honest about this. So sorry about this rant, guys, but it just annoyed me like hell that people are still doing this. And it's not to create any hate. EVs are still good. You should still support it. But I'm here to give you a realistic expectation of what to expect. Because we want EVs to be the future, okay? They are a lot better than mechanical cars because of a lot of reasons. We want it to survive, but we have to tell the truth, okay? Even if it means that our channel or whoever is supporting the industry car magazines are not going to earn a lot of money in the short run, okay? We have to tell the truth, okay? This is the truth. So sorry for you guys. Didn't want to ruin your day, but this stuff has to be told. And that's why I have my channel. And that's why I tell the stuff that I do on my channel, because there's too much brown nosing going on in the hi-fi world, in the EV car manufacturer world, in many other worlds. We should not be brown nosing the industry. We should tell it like it is, but not be negative. Okay, this is constructive criticism. So now you guys know what I've written, and I hope this really helps everyone in the world to get an EV, because EV cars are the future. They are going to help us save the planet. It is so much more fun driving an EV because you don't have to deal with the gear. You don't have to deal with the clutch, which is really annoying when it's rush hour. There's so many other reasons why you get to save a huge amount on petrol or diesel. You get to save a huge amount on generally maintaining the car. It's just so pleasurable, and especially when you have a Nissan Leaf. You know, it's one of the best cars on the market in regards to stability and simplicity. Okay, we're moving into a new era where EVs are getting too smart. Too much computer is happening. It's doing too much of the driving. We should not continue in that direction, okay? It's a liability. It's a safety issue. Do you really want to drive a car where it can be hacked while you're driving it? We're realistically talking about it being able to be hacked if there's a huge production of EVs that are self-driving and you only have a screen to look at. There's no knobs to deactivate the computer. If there isn't a physical knob to deactivate the computer so you manually can drive an EV, then we're getting into like this modern Skynet from Terminator, modernistic way of things going on in the EV world. We shouldn't do that, okay? Morals and ethics come first. Practicality comes second, okay? It's important that we do this. We must not lose ourselves being paid by the industry, getting these extra features. First, we have to be safe and ethical, okay? Then we go over to features and compromising slightly on stuff like safety. We must not give in to the bigger forces of the industry just to get those few features. It's the same with Apple. If you have Apple equipment, do not give in to them saying that you can't use it with this and this and that. You can't manually put it connect it to your computer so you can put your own files on. You have to run it through the iTunes store. You have to recharge it wirelessly. You can't get a charger with the newest iPhone. It's BS. Okay, don't support something that isn't ethical, that doesn't support mankind. Okay, I bought a Nissan Leaf because it supports the earth. It makes everything that we do on planet Earth survive more in an indirect way. Yes, there are some few elements that aren't good with having an electric car that also affects the environment, that, like the production of the car. But if you take the overall lifetime of the car and compare it with a mechanical car, it will still be a lot better. So that truth has to exist. Everybody has to know of these things, okay? So I hope this doesn't ruin your day, guys, but I had to react on this because this is just directly lying, okay? Don't expect this to happen unless you're a test pilot for a company and you perform some extreme testing. I could also get 550 kilometers an hour if I drove it in Dubai with no AC on, which is like, I don't know, 35 degrees down there. You can do stuff like this, okay? And especially if you go behind the truck and there's no wind resistance, I can also get like 510 kilometers out of it. But just know, with a regular driving pattern, and I'm not a driving lunatic, regular driving pattern where you have a big amount of highway, it is going to do this. Okay, that's what you should be expecting. 200, maybe 250 if you do more city driving, maybe 300 on a slightly good day, and 350 on a really good day. Okay, but 250 to 350. That is what to expect. If I was driving it like a lunatic and I had to quickly go to a meeting and it was -5 degrees and I had to drive the speed limit, which is 130, don't expect it to give you 200 kilometers. Okay, then you should expect it giving you slightly less than 200 kilometers. Okay, then we're talking about 180, 170 kilometers realistically, especially if you got the hard wind against you. Okay, so people have to know the truth. Okay, it's nice telling the truth. Okay, the truth will hurt us in the short run, but it has to exist. So overall, in the long run, we will all gain from the truth. Okay, so sorry for the rant. Have a nice day.